Hey, everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
The Big Family Homestead. A lot of craziness going on.
Yeah. Yes. Praying for Israel, praying for those who are there. I don't know what else to say. My heart is breaking for them.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm sorry, I got to turn this off. Hold on, give me a second. It's Blingy. The Blingy thing has got to, it's not a Blingy day,
not
guys.
A Blingy
not
day.
a Blingy day.
No.
Yeah, I agree. We should be in prayer for those folks and for our leaders to do the right thing for a change.
Right.
That might be nice.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, we're stuck here in the West. For us, anyway, we're in the United States. However, a lot of this stuff we realize is going to spill over into other countries, other places, other neighborhoods and communities. And it hit me today that while we have been into preparedness for
12
years now.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't, and a lot of people are probably freaking out going, I see the need to get ready for potential problems.
Yeah. For whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if that stuff doesn't come here, which, spoiler alert, a lot of it's going to spill everywhere. But even if it didn't, there's things like snowstorms.
Right. We prepare for a lot of different things. We live in central Wisconsin. We prepare for winter because winter it's not pleasant sometimes. So we prepare for that. We prepare for when somebody gets sick. If
job loss.
We prepare for a lot of different things. So,
which has happened.
Yeah. Zombies, not really scared of those.
Although that would be a lot of fun.
No.
All you got to do is put a bunch of treadmills around your house. They can't get in.
They won't be able to get in.
Unless they're running zombies. Then we'll just put it on high. Anyway, so we realize that while we've been into preparedness for a lot of people, folks are looking at the news going, yeah, we might want to have a little bit more food on hand. We might want to look at what would happen if somebody started banging on your door in the middle of the night and potentially with violence in mind. And not just the regular, Detroit violence.
Right. You need to be prepared for all situations.
Well, and so this is step one. First step one. Just take a deep breath. Go at this one step at a time. Don't approach this from fear. We are Christians.
Yes.
And therefore we've put our faith and trust in God. And if he wants to take us home, he's going to take us home.
Right.
However, we are still going to do our best to be able to stick around long enough to be able to communicate the gospel to anybody we come into contact with.
Exactly.
So that means I got to do my best to feed everybody, protect everybody, make sure there's shelter, water, all that stuff, right? So for us, that's why we do what we do, is so that we can communicate the gospel longer. Your why may be different.
Right.
Now, so first things first, no fear. We're not going to try and sell you a doodad.
No.
We do sell freeze-dried food, but we're not talking about that in this video at all.
No.
Whole different thing.
Right.
But the very first thing you need to do, and by the way, if you are into preparedness, put your 2 cents down in the comment section below or the side or wherever it is, because guess what? You guys are now mentors. Whether you like it or not, you have knowledge that other people can benefit from, so help them out.
Right.
Don't be a cotton-headed ninny-muggins and just say, nope, not telling.
And not just in the comment section, but in your local communities. You can teach what you know to those in your local community.
Absolutely. So for us, step one is take a deep breath. Don't freak out.
Right.
Take these things at little bite-sized pieces, because what you need to do is you need to analyze what your needs really are. Not I'm reacting. You don't want to be reactionary. You want to be proactive. I want to think about what my needs really are from my family.
Exactly.
Because we did it wrong. Here you go. We did it wrong.
Yeah.
Side note, you guys know the crazy guy, Alex Jones, you know, always yelling.
Yeah.
You know, popping a high pressure, you know, valve in his vein every time he gets on the radio. I almost worked for him. I was doing videos, and he had that video contest probably about 6-8 years ago to get new talent for his group. And that was when we were waking up. We heard a lot of what he was saying, and we were like, all right, he's a little much, but doggone it if he doesn't keep getting right about more than makes me comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some past videos of him recently, and it's like, okay, yeah, that happened. The whole conspiracy thing, you know, the conspiracy
A lot of different
theory,
things.
you know, that kind of stuff. When it comes true, not so much a
Not a
conspiracy.
conspiracy
No,
theory.
not me. No, it's actually a thing that's going on.
A lot of stuff that he has predicted, which he'll say he knew. That's about 8 years ago, 10 years ago. That's about when we started waking up, and we were like, wait a minute. Okay, this crazy guy is right about more than he's wrong about, because he's been wrong about stuff. But I just can't take his anger and his the
yelling. I can't handle the yelling.
But we realized that he made me understand. Can you get through a month without having to go to the grocery store? And that was focus one. However, the way we did it was wrong. Here's the wrong part. Remember, I'm sorry, I came back. What we did was we freaked out. We acted out in fear. We acted reactionary, and we did not act proactive, which is analyze what you really need. What are your needs? You need shelter, you need water, you need protection, you need food, right? Those are the things. Well, what did we do initially? We just went out and
bought a bunch of food. Bought a bunch of beans.
We bought what you're supposed to do, right?
What are we going to do with all these beans?
We still have a lot of those beans.
We still have a lot of those beans. And they're in Mylar bags and buckets with oxygen absorbers. They're fine. I'm not worried about those beans.
But we bought a bunch of food that we don't really eat. And if we did, we'd have gastrointestinal problems until Jesus comes back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which these days might not be long.
Yeah.
But.
Sorry. I'm laughing about the gastrointestinal part.
And a big but it is.
Oh, my.
If you can't laugh about the apocalypse, what can you? No, forget it. So we went and did the wrong things. And we did it reactionary instead of proactive. We did not look at, all right, how many humans are here?
How many do we need to feed?
What kind of calories are we talking? Do we have a balanced idea so that you're not eating
rice and beans for a year? Plain rice and beans for a year.
And this is the thing. I'm not suggesting that food might be your first priority. It may. But what I am suggesting, the priority number one is analyze your situation.
Right. Make a list of the things that your family needs to prepare for. Say you have a CPAP. Say you're on insulin, or you need to have refrigeration for that medication. Say you have a child, like we have several children, but we have one particular child who's G-tube fed. How are you going to prepare for that?
Do you live in a very congested area?
Right.
All these things need to be taken into account. You need to analyze your situation first.
Right. Right.
And I suggest you sit down and make a chart.
Yeah, definitely. Make a chart. List the highest priorities first.
The things that sustain life.
Yes. Yeah.
Food, water, shelter, protection.
Yeah.
Those things. Now, all the preppers, they have all their acronyms, and they have all their this. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And you'll learn all this stuff. Hey, you preppers, put your favorite prepper acronym in the comments section. I think ours is 2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Definitely. Definitely. I know our friend, the Patriot Nurse, she's got the 3 B's. And I've been
And she does not mean honeybees.
no. Band-Aids, bullets, and
Not baloney.
no, I can't for the life of me can't
I
think
hope
of the
she
third
means
one.
Bibles.
Probably, but she's talking about preparedness, So
Right.
yeah, I can't remember what the third B is, but
A lot of acronyms. If you don't know what 2 is 1 and 1 is none is, means if you don't have a backup to the thing, then you really don't have the thing.
Because
what if it breaks
or dies if it's an animal?
Right.
Yeah.
So analyze what your situation is. Sit and write it out. Do you live in a very chaotic area? Let's say that you lived in an apartment complex and say, oh, I don't know, South Central Chicago. That might be a problem if people are really trying to find food, and you might get a knock on your door. Somebody saying, Culligan man. No, I don't think they'll be saying that. Analyze what do you have access to water? Do you have access to shelter? Do you have access to food? Do you have access to security? Write those things out. Like, what are my pluses? What are my minuses? Now, you may say, I don't really know what my pluses or minuses are yet. And that's fine. Analyze your situation. Where do I live? If the power were to go out, would I be able to dispose of my poop?
Right.
Because a lot of people die from
Disease.
poo-borne disease.
Yes. Disease that's a big thing. When the grid goes down, that's going to be one of the biggest problems that's going to arise.
If you live in an apartment, guess what? If the power's out, the water ain't running.
Which means the poo ain't running.
Which means you're not getting water in for fresh.
Right.
And you're not getting foul water out.
Right.
Among other things.
Right.
You got to analyze your situation. Do I live on a farm? Could I grow stuff in the ground? I'm trying to be as basic as I can be.
Yeah.
Do you have access to animals that could help you out, like chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Could you get chickens?
Yeah. Or goats.
I would not recommend that in a high-rise apartment.
Chickens? Could keep a couple quail in there.
No goats.
No goats, no.
You could feed them on your, I don't know, outside the window. What do they call that? Like a ledge?
A deck?
We don't have those.
Patio?
We've got woods.
Woods, yeah.
Which is a benefit to us because you know what? We got a chimney, I got axes and chainsaws, and we got a lot of wood.
Right.
So for us, where it's cold, it's not necessarily a negative. It's a negative and a positive.
Well, in that, we haven't been here long, okay? You guys have to understand, we have not been here our whole lives. This has been a process for us the last 12, 13 years. We've lived in probably, 6 or 7 homes in the last 10 or 12, whatever years, right? So we have had to, we've analyzed our needs, where we were at. Okay, this place is not going to be adequate for our needs. So we moved to a different place that we thought that we could afford to get closer to those needs. And we kept doing that until we finally were able to get to the place where, okay, fine. Now we are able to grow things in raised beds, which honestly is way easier than
on
tearing
old backs.
with old backs and bad knees. Instead of tearing up the sod, which is backbreaking. We are able to have a couple of cows. We are able to have chickens. We are able to have things here that we can have and raise and slaughter for food for later.
And preserve.
Exactly.
Jams, jellies, flesh.
Sure.
Like as in animals.
Right.
But going back, guys, you don't get there overnight.
No.
I think what I'm hearing.
Right. No, it's not overnight unless you've got a gazillion dollars. Okay.
And people to do it for you.
Exactly. It's not an overnight thing. I mean, it's taken us, 13 years, about that long, to get to where we are able to now provide for our whole family, including Grace, who has a G-tube. So, yeah.
So here it is. We're going to start talking about these things afresh because we know we have a brand new crowd here coming in. because some of the videos that we did, apparently, I guess we struck the right chord with the YouTube algorithm.
Woohoo.
And I guess there's a lot of people that are probably rightly concerned that things could be different in the near future. So step 1, don't freak out.
No.
Step 1.2, analyze what your needs are. Don't just rush out and spend a lot of money, because you'll probably spend a lot of money on the wrong stuff.
Right. Analyze what you need first.
We're going to talk about food, shelter, water, all that stuff in the coming weeks. But right now, analyze what you have, where you're at. Could you feed yourself for a few months? Could you have water for a few months? Would you be able to live reasonably safe? And I'm talking from the elements and other, two-legged animals.
Right.
Reasonably, because nobody can predict everything.
No.
So there's the question, guys. There's your homework. We'll be back in a couple days. And by the way, we have been doing videos on Sunday nights live on 7 p.m.-ish.
7 p.m. Central-ish, yeah.
Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this stuff too. But there's your first homework assignment.
Yep.
And even if you think you've been prepping, well, let's all brush over our skills, and the ones who have, let's help out those who want to get on the bus now, because guess what? It's not too late.
Right.
Take a deep breath.
Yep.
Yeah.
And before we go, those of you, I know that there's going to be lots of comments. Well, I'm on a fixed income. I can't do all of this preparing.
Do something.
You can do a little bit. Change up what you're purchasing every month. If you're able to, squeeze out, $5 here and there. It's not.
That's a nice big bag of rice or beans.
Exactly. Just do one thing a week or one thing a month. Just get started.
It's better than nothing.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So there it is, ladies and gents. I hope that this finds you in a better place than when we started, because fear just disables. Fear is a liar. Don't listen to fear.
Right.
So, all right. I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
You guys have an awesome and blessed day. I'm trying to find the button here. There it is. Bye. Wait, no, let's play some music. See you guys.
God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land. So I will bless you as long as I live.